G'day and welcome to Beastcoast up against TeamSpirit, reigning TI champions TeamSpirit, and best of 3 in ESL 1 Stockholm Major for Dota 2 in this current season. So let's have a look at the early bans coming out from Beastcoast. They banned out the Wisp and the Storm. We'll talk about those in a moment. The Timber and the Mars being banned out on the side of TeamSpirit.
5 seconds remaining.
So IO is one of those big tournament heroes. Always huge healing potential, but it's more the ability to play the map. Have your carry farming safely on one side, have the IO sitting behind, and just relocate them out if they get in trouble, or bring them into the fight on the other side and join up with the other 3 members of your team. The IO is always has been a first ban for many years. Obviously there's been times where it's went in and out of meta, but has always remained one of those heroes that is banned in a lot of pro matches. Storm banned out obviously for the moment for the null tally shenanigans. Storm getting so much value out of the triple or quad null tally build, even sometimes 6 times null tallies on Storm just to get that mana loss reduction and spell amp, and of course the double effect at 25 minutes. So IO and Storm banned out. On the side of Spirit, they did get rid of the Timber and the Mars. So there's been quite a meta at the moment of just having really tanky frontline strength heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
It's really hard to bring down. You gotta have a lot of damage to bring these heroes down, and they can really dominate the map for a long time and really enable your core to just stretch ahead in farm, or to just brawl with the enemy and try and take some towers and continue to keep that map control and just get gold by killing. So Timber and Mars, both very brawly, very strength dominant frontline heroes, banned out as well. Our first picks from Beastcoast was opening with the Snapfire, that strength support. Once again, these strength support's been quite meta.
5 seconds
supports that
remaining.
have high strength gain, high HP, that can survive an initiation, that aren't necessarily going to die to one set of spell combinations from a mid or from an offlaner, and can actually survive enough to maybe get off a Force Staff, get off a Yules, a Glimmer, something to just survive a little bit longer. Of course, we have seen the 3 Snapfire being picked as well. Getting that Blink Shard, getting that instant stun, AoE instant stun is very powerful, and of course, Mortimer's Kisses is just a very strong early game ult, particularly if you get it on a core hero early. So the return picks from TeamSpirit will be the CK and the Grimstroke. Naturally good combo. CK once again in the meta. Very high farming capacity with the ult, just spamming that ult off cooldown. We pretty much farm the map because the CK illusions do 100% damage. So they can farm camps pretty easily themselves, assuming they don't get taken down by enemy heroes in the meantime. But they're quite strong for farming. And of course, CK as a fighting core is very strong as well. Strong stun, armor reduction, good at taking Roche with the illusions, and just with the armor reduction from the Reality Rift. And of course can sustain quite well in lane with the crit, and enables them to farm pretty quickly as well with that crit. And there's not many heroes late game that can withstand a CK stun rift combo with all the illusions. I mean, you can be the tankiest lad around, and a stun rift combo with all your illusions on a CK is just going to blow anyone apart. The issue is if those illusions don't get the job done before they get sort of taken down by some AoE spells, then it's just the CK by themselves, and really you're losing, you know, 400% damage if those illusions go down. So certainly late game can be very potent, but it's sort of about who gets the jump. That's why Blink is often picked up on the CK, just to ensure that he gets to delete that one hero before the fight kicks off. Grimstroke being paired with the CK, obviously the Inkswell pairs very well with the Reality Rift and stun. You can pretty much stun lock someone depending on the Reality Rift, but you know, or the Chaos Bolt stun duration, but near to 5 seconds pretty easily. And that's a long duration with the CK just beating into you. Obviously the stun with the Grimstroke ult synergizes really well as 2. And so You do want to have some synergy for that Grimstroke. It's not necessary to have it. The root by itself is good. The double silence is good, but you like to have a few spells that you can try and double up
5 seconds
with that.
remaining.
Often Dooms are sometimes picked as well. So the Bloodseeker has been come out as well from Beastcoast. Bloodseeker, very strong farmer. It's very hard to stop Bloodseeker from farming and getting his items. So he's often quite a reliable off lane or potentially even a safe lane. We see this Bloodseeker picked up sometimes to counter a Pengo. You just rupture that roll and Pengo can't really do much. It really is one of the hardest counters in the game, Bloodseeker against a Pengo, but that isn't a Pengo already picked. So we just see where that pans out in the draft. It could be a flex pick at this point, but I would be tipping that it'd be going towards the off lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Looking at our
5
next
seconds
rounds
remaining.
of bans coming from Beast Coast, so Puck, continuing on that line of those mids, TeamSpirit, Puck, and Ember. They also take out the Doom, so just removing TeamSpirit's ability to double up that Doom with the Grimstroke ult, and removing the tempo plays. So no Ember, no Puck, no Storm, no IO. Beast Coast doesn't want TeamSpirit to play high tempo. They'd rather TeamSpirit to sit back, take their time a little bit, farm up, and play Beast Coast sort of game. Taking away those high tempo heroes, or ban the high tempo heroes and pick high tempo heroes yourself, and really push the issue on TeamSpirit, who might end up going for a slightly greedier draft.
Team's turn to pick.
Looking over one of the bans from TeamSpirit, Veno, Phoenix, and Underlord, all very big team fight heroes being taken out. If we look at that now, the Mars, the Timber, the Veno with the Poison Nova, Phoenix with the Supernova, all the Novas, and
10
of
seconds
course,
remaining.
Bitlords, Underlords.
5
Kit is
seconds
very
remaining.
much team fight orientated and also mobility orientated
Radiant
around the map
team's turn
with
to pick.
the Dark Rift now. Okay, so the Shadow Demon is picked. It looks like this will most likely be a support Shadow Demon. Nothing in our draft indicates right now that it would be anything other than a support. But of course that may be dependent on what
10
Beast Coast
seconds
decides to bring out.
5 seconds
The
remaining.
Shadow Demon can save. That's one of the main uses of Shadow Demon, just to save someone
Radiant
who's
team's
been
turn to
stunned, who's been muted or silenced, hexed in some way. And actually, the Batrider pick, it doesn't feel as good into a Shadow Demon, but we'll just have to see how that turns out. The other main reason that we have Shadow Demon here is that you can make those CK
10
illusions,
seconds
and that
remaining.
you can, as Shadow Demon, not only farm up the map, but keep pressure on the map,
5 seconds
and keep those
remaining.
waves in, and keep pressure on the enemy with those illusions. And those illusions become quite strong. So Tiny, I mean, because why not? Why not Tiny? Tiny seems to be picked all the time. So Tiny is still strong, even though he had a couple of nerfs in the
Radiant team's
earlier
turn to ban.
stages. And Batrider. As I said, Batrider doesn't feel so good with the Shadow Demon. The Shadow Demon with the disruption can save someone who has been lassoed. The issue is
10 seconds
you have to be
remaining.
close enough to save them. And if you're close enough to save them, you
5
might be in
seconds
range of
remaining.
a Tiny combo, you might be in range of Snapfire Ultimate, of a Silence from Bloodseeker, of being lassoed yourself. I mean, Shadow Demon is probably the prime lasso target. If they can get rid of that Shadow Demon, then the fight goes very cleanly for the rest of Beast Coast so far in this draft. The fourth pick from TeamSpirit is the Slider.
Dire team's turn to ban.
So Slider, that just reliable offlaner, blink stun, and can be quite a lane dominator. You get those levels in the Bash of the Deep, and you really start to put pressure on the enemy safe lane with Slider, and you really want a safe laner on the side of Beast Coast
10 seconds
that can
remaining.
transition to the jungle reasonably quickly. Now at the moment it looks
5
like the
seconds remaining.
one on the side of Beast Coast will be the Tiny, which can transition, but it's
Radiant
not one of the
team's turn to
best
ban.
transitioners. I mean, you do have the tree, but early on, before you get that shard, the tree does run out after the 6 hits. So it's not as good as it possibly could be. He will be leveling up that tree straight away, getting that maxed out so you can head to the jungle and do a little bit of
10 seconds
do a bit of
remaining.
reading in the jungle. You know, get a little bit of gold from those creeps.
5 seconds remaining.
So our final bands, Quap and TA. I'm just going to move this across. Move that across, and I'll just tinker with that slightly once we get back in, so you can see those bands there coming across. So TA, I'm trying to ban out a mid on the side of Beastcoast. TA is just very strong meta right now.
Ban.
Refraction charges are sometimes quite hard to deal with depending on what damage you have. And the Lena is the final ban for Beastcoast. Also banning out a mid for the side of TeamSpirit. TeamSpirit are looking for
10
possibly...
seconds remaining.
I mean, they've got a tanky 3 and a tanky 1. Two quite
5
squishy
seconds
supports.
remaining.
I'm just wondering whether TeamSpirit want to go with that agile mid laner. I'm just looking at what heroes are left. I mean, there is a Windrunner still in the pool if we're talking about agile mid laners.
Team's turn to pick.
Pop is banned out. The Lena's gone. The Spirit's gone. I mean, there's still Void Spirit in the pool, actually. Void Spirit is a possibility. If I'm just looking at that. Or they could possibly go for more of a team fight orientated mid. A big strength tanky core. Which has been the meta to have lots and lots of strength heroes. You know, something like a Tide mid, although Tide's win rate is quite low. I would say Mars mid, but that already has been banned out. So those are the options for probably TeamSpirit. Do they want to be mobile and quick around the map, move with the slider, and make plays with this Disruptor and Grimstroke? And in that case, maybe something like the Void Spirit. Or do they want to be just have a nice front line, strong tanky front line? It's hard to bring down. Something like a Tide. The Underlord is also banned as well. Timber's gone too, yeah.
Points away.
And they end up picking the Pangolier themselves. So that early Bloodseeker pick was setting up for a last pick Pangolier, making sure that couldn't be counterpicked, and that's how scary it is. That's how scary it is to pick Pango. You really want to have that Bloodseeker banned or pick it yourself. Goofy Games, thank you so much for the compliments. Really appreciate that. I hope you hang around and enjoy the cast. So Sand King is the last pick coming out for the side of TeamSpirit. Toronto Tokyo will be taking that mid. So these were the two options I said. Either a fast moving core like a Wind Ranger, or a tanky core like a Tide. Now, TeamSpirit, because they of course are the TI champions and are way better than I am, have picked the hero that actually ticks both boxes. They've gone for the Sand King. So one that can make those early moves. Once you get those Boots of Travel Blink Dagger, can just move around the map really quickly, keep the farm up, but is a strength hero and is tough to take down. He isn't going to simply die to a couple of spells, of course, unless he gets too far behind. So, TeamSpirit at the moment, I'm quite liking their draft. It's quite meta. 3 tanky frontline cores with some squishy supports at the back. I mean, Beastcoast have actually gone for the Oz 1 Bloodseeker. Oz 1 Bloodseeker with the... Is that offlane? Yeah, that's a 4. That's a 4 tiny. 5 snap. With the mid Pango and offlane bat. Okay.
There's a DC. Can we
I mean, that's a bit greedy. It's a bit greedy to have support Tiny and support Snapfire. These are two heroes that would like to have farm. I mean, a support Tiny that doesn't get off to a rocker of a start. A rocker of a start. You like that one? Good thing I'm stone's throw away from him. A support Tiny that doesn't get off to a good start is in a lot of trouble come the mid game, because you just sort of walk in slowly. Everyone sees you come in, you do your combo, and then you just die. You really want to burst someone quickly with the with the blink tiny, take out a support, and just be done with it. Refreshing lurk. I'll be here, lurk. Yeah, I mean, that's okay, Doofy. Appreciate every bit of love that you want to throw my way. But of course, feel free to drop back in at any point and check out my incredible announcing voice in your own words. In your own words. Righto. So, let's pull up our... Not net worth. Let's go for last hits. Okay. So looking at our teams moving out. Beastcoast with Whisper taking the Batrider to the offlane. Going with the Mango first. Fairy Fire, one set of Tangos. Pangolier with the Obs Ward first off the bat. We're going to the mid lane. And looking probably for that bottle reasonably early. Gajira heading with those boots first. With the Ward and the Sentry. Heading to the offlane. And of course we still have K1 taking the carry safe lane. And Stinger will be on that support Snapfire. Starting with the Wand actually. Now that our game is paused, actually have a time to think about this. Yeah, Wand first for that Shadow Demon. Trying to get some extra value out of that Shadow Poison maybe. A Bloodseeker getting that Wand as well. So they're really wagering that the Miposhka Shadow Demon is probably going to be bot, but potentially that could change it around. Yeah, awesome Doofy games. Love to see it. Love to see it. So on the side of TeamSpirit, any interesting? Yeah, just a straight off Magic Wand. Straight off Magic Wand for Chaos Knight. I mean, it's going to be a bit of Batrider. So that's actually not a bad call. In fact, this is the sort of play that you would see in... And not for this matchup. I'm saying people just would go Wand first, straight up Magic Wand first, maybe in a very low MMR game. But this is actually really intelligent. Straight up Wand. He knows there's going to be sticky napalm spam coming out. He can send regen later. He can rely on Miposhka for a bit of regen as well. I mean, he's got a magic stick as well. This is magic stick gaming. Everyone's got magic sticks. I mean, not everyone. Two don't, but you know what I mean. Everyone who matters has a magic stick. So Toronto, Tokyo will be taking the Sand King mid. Does have the Observer Wood right now. Are there any smokes? Any smokes? Yes. Miposhka does have that smoke ready to rock and roll. So they might want to make some sort of move on the map. Potentially down into the triangle of Beastcoast looking for a first blood. I mean, they have a very strong level 1 team with stun, swell, disruption if necessary. Slider's just incredibly strong level 1, high base damage, high armor, and decent move speed as well, 300. And there's the smoke coming out from TeamSpirit. So they're going to be looking to do a bit of a wrap around down onto the side of Beastcoast. Moving over here is Gajira with those boots, with the wand. He wants to get a wand with the woods. Wants to get a deep ward down here on the lane, just so he can see what's going on nice and easily. Now they're predicting this potentially. Toronto Tokyo's gone south just to do a little bit of scouting. They've got the wood, and they're gonna see Gajira. Will they hang around? There they are. They see him. They see him. They see him with the wood. They see him on the wood, and they're gonna wait for him to walk back through. And this should be the first blood. Disruption's going to come out. Followed by the... there's a stun. Slow. Actually, they're not going to get him. Stun comes out. Collapse follows up with the stun as well. Body blocks, but the turnaround. Bristluck comes in with the huge shield crash. And it looks like they're actually not going to get the kill. Maybe. They're not going to get the kill onto the Tiny. That was a 4-man rotation that didn't get the kill. In fact, Miposhka, he's got 6 stacks. The stun comes out. The first blood's going to go over to Whisper on this Batrider. Incredible. 4-hero rotation. 4-hero rotation on this Gajira Tiny with the boots first. And he just walks away. He just walks away. Incredible. But they do end up getting the D-Ward, knowing that he was there, and that might even tell them that they know there's an Obs here as well. So it may just be trading wood for wood. So in the top lane, we do have Yatoro with Miposhka, CK and the Shadow Demon up against Batrider, played by Whisper, and Stinger, who's actually TPing bottom. They're switching lanes. Switching lanes, Whisper Singer going bottom with K1. Collapse and Mirror bottom for TeamSpirit with K1. Cookie coming out, double stun, just a bit of harass. Nothing more than that right now. And Mirror will try and keep getting that damage with the Stroke of Fate. Miposhka's gonna have to be careful. Like, he does have this disruption. It's got a 10-second cooldown though. Sticky Napalm, it's gonna be coming out very quickly. Get those charges up. You get over 5 or 6 stacks of the Sticky Napalm and you start to really feel it. Mid lane. Chrisluck, or C-Smile as he's known here. I don't know what he wants to be called these days. Up against Toronto Tokyo. Caustic Finale is going to do work here against a melee mid laner, so that's going to be a really good. Gajira, in fact, is he even wanting? He's even wanting to die? I mean, he's got mangoes and 6, maybe. No, he's just baiting. He's just baiting at this point. If he can get level 2 mango, then might actually be able to combo down the Miposhka if he gets a couple of stacks on him. So there is a magic stick coming out for Whisper. He was the only one who probably didn't have a magic stick, knowing that Miposhka would be spamming that shadow poison. I mean, he's got to be careful. Is there a mango? There are sticks. Minus armor, minus armor. Shadow poison coming out. Stick is popped. Throws him back, tosses, but that poison will be enough. Miposhka will get that kill. Mid lane, Toronto Tokyo. Last hits between Toronto Tokyo and Chrisluck going fairly evenly. But I mean, Chrisluck is just going to take a lot of damage from that Caustic Finale. Both mid laners getting those water runes. I know
fine. This was a useless kill.
Everyone doesn't like those water runes to play mid. Seems to not matter. Oh, toss in though, Miposhka. Top lane. Only the 2 stacks though at the moment, so Whisper isn't going to be able to run him down. What does Whisper have level 2? He hasn't actually taken anything yet. I'm thinking if he had a Flamebreaker or Firefly there, he might have actually been able to get the kill, but I mean, Miposhka is holding on to that disruption. And Gajira is just zoning. Look at this zone. He's just standing here. Gajira's just like, you want to contest the lane? You want to contest the lane? I'm just going to stand in front. And what are you going to do about it? Here comes the Firefly. Level 1 Firefly with the level 2 Napalm. This was the plan. 4 stacks are out. Who are they going to go for? The Miposhka? Yeah, Miposhka looks like he's going to get run down. He's got 4 stacks. Actually, no. Turning back around on Yutaro. Yutaro turning on Gajira. Who's going on who? The slap! He slapped it down with the crit, but there's 7 stacks. Firefly's out. He needs to turn around and crit. He doesn't have enough. 4 stacks of poison, though. Stacks everywhere. Stacks on stacks on stacks. 2 Napalm charges. 5 poison stacks. Whisper doesn't go down. And Miposhka does walk away. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there was a kill over onto the Snapfire. And K1 will just happily heal back up. He's got the thirst. And he'll be fine to keep farming. Stinger needs to be careful. This is where it starts to get very, very... I actually found Whisper. Sorry about that one. Get your T2s out. Sorry about that one. I missed that kill on that lane. Looking here, the bashes. Gotta be careful, the bashes. The bashes are coming, and the stun. K1 is gonna go down to the melee hit. And the bash again. That's what I said about... Oops. Cookie under tower, and Stinger just clicks him down. Just pops him with the little shotgun. Collapse just getting a little aggressive under that tower and just gets cookied. Probably just thought he could walk away. But at the end of the day, he could not just walk away. A little pull off here, but they'll probably be interrupted. No, they'll happily let it go. Toss in Whisper. 1 stack. Not level 4 yet. Miposhka is holding still the disruption. It's the one brought out. Orb Corrosion. There's going to be a lot of minus armor here. Let's just have a look at it. Yeah, -7 minus armor from the Reality Rift, from the Orb Corrosion. Oh, the stun from the Centaur Conqueror. Just coming in clutch there. Just saying, I've got your back, TR winners. I've got your back. Don't worry about it. Oh, he's going to cancel that Clarity. Absolutely. That avalanche is worth to cancel that Clarity. He's got 7 sticks. Jira's happy to do that. Bottom lane. Looks like there's a rotation coming out. They're going to get the stuns, but here comes the Rolling Thunder. Silence over onto Collapse. He's got the sprint. He's walking away, but he's not walking away from that second stun, and he will go down. Good rotation from Chrisluck on the Pengo coming out. Toronto Tokyo is content sitting mid. He wants to get as much farm as he can. No push on his lane at all there. The catapult will be taken down. A little bit of damage will go on this mid tower, but
Radiant's middle tower is under
Tango is making their way back across one stack. The toss is going to come. Toss is going to come. They're going to go for this kill. Fire flies up. Out comes the disruption. Poshka wants to walk it away. Can the block come out? No, he can't. And just a stun, and everyone's going to walk away. No one dead. Lots of spells cast, but at the end of the day, they just have a little truce, walk away in the lane, and go back to last hitting. Toronto Tokyo does pick up a haste rune bottom. Only the level 1 in the Burrow Stoke, but level 3 in Sandstorm. So max damage build right now for that Sandstorm, for farming, and for also a rotation with that haste. Sandstorm does deal a lot of damage. Chris Luck is moving top as well. He's already moved bottom. He's moving top as well. And it looks like he may even get some kills here. No roll for 6. Yutaro just recognizes. Yutaro recognizes that the smart play is to immediately TP out. I'm going to choose to believe Yutaro knew the cooldown on Chris Luck's Rolling Thunder there and just knew that it wouldn't be up. I mean, it's support for support at this point. Toronto Tokyo does make the rotation with the haste and does get the Snapfire, but K1 is safe underneath the tower with his phase boost. I'm a little surprised Blood Rat hasn't been maxed out. That's your farming tool, allows you to transition to the jungle if need be. For the time being, he's happily sitting still underneath his tower, just soaking a little bit of XP and getting a couple of last hits as well. Does want to get that level 6, so close to level 6, and maybe his team can make a rotation to this bottom lane with the level 6. Do they know that Toronto Tokyo is still hanging around here? Just looking at the ward vision, yeah, there's no... Oh yes, just here. So this ward, yeah, spotted Toronto Tokyo going back to mid, so see Smile, looks like will be aware of those movements. I need to commit to either see Smile or Chris Luck. I think it's Chris Luck, as far as I'm aware. So I'm just going to say Chris Luck. I think that's just the name he has at the moment. Tiny does not get stunned under tower. And look at the body blocking. Absolute bodying that Whisper and Gajira are doing on Miposhka and the CK Yutaro God top lane.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
They're just walking at them. Out comes the Flame Break. Ultimate from Yutaro, just scaring him off. Whisper does actually have the level in Flaming Lasso. That's a little bit unusual at level 6. Unless you want to go for that kill. And Miposhka just zoning Gajira back with the Shadow Poison. Mira's actually close to level 6, 8 minutes in, so supports are actually quite happy on the side of TeamSpirit. Just looking at supports, Gajira's still in level 4, Snapfire level 4 as well. So supports on the side of Beastcoast just aren't quite as happy as the supports over on TeamSpirit at the moment. And of course, support sitting level 6 is a really strong power spike for a team. If your supports can hit... Look at this. Miposhka's just got 6. He's got the Demonic Purge. Really, really strong ultimate for that level 6 rotation. So, he doesn't want to die now with this early level 6. He wants to do something with it, but unfortunately, he's just going to die. There is this ward... Actually, that's a ward on the side of TeamSpirit in the jungle there. There's actually a sentry blocking it and would de-ward it if they came across. This bottom lane, I keep expecting there not to be kills on this bottom lane. And then there is. I mean, I just don't anticipate anyone. Why is there people here in this bottom lane? Tokyo with the regeneration rune. Taro with the treads now, strength treads. He's going to keep popping that ultimate off cooldown. He just wants to farm faster. That's what his goal is here. He's not really going to use the ultimate for fights at the moment. He just wants to use it to hit creeps. At the moment, he's going to go and tank for that illusion, just so it can continue, because he doesn't want to send it to a camp alone at the moment. Yutaro has gone for the max Chaos Strike build. So hitting up those jungle creeps should be quite efficient. It was nerfed. I think 50% damage on jungle creeps, the Chaos Strike damage. But yeah, sorry, it's down to 1.5% damage. Well, I think it was at two times damage, so it has been decreased. Tiny is level 6. He's quite tanky. Stun with the Sandstorm. It's going to be out of range. Epi is available, but not going to be needed. Yutaro with those crits is just going to slap that Tiny down. And This is what I was talking about in regard to a support Tiny. You really want to have a stellar start. And if you don't, smoke coming top, then you start to feel a little bit useless on the map. Chrono Tokyo with the blink. Level 3 Burrow Strike as well with the maxed out Sandstorm. Epicenter at the ready. Whisper is potentially in quite a lot of trouble right now. They're going to sweep around the back. Mira's here with the ward. Do they know? Do they know that Whisper's here? Maybe not. I think they're going to see him now. So they're going to see Whisper, and I would say Whisper is white with the silence as well. Oh, the double stun! Oh! Mortimer's Kiss is coming out. Mira will get diffuseled up from Chris Luck, and Mira's not going anywhere. We'll go down. I mean, he must have cancelled the attack there. Chrono Tokyo, they've got the sentry. Chrono Tokyo. That was, oh yeah, and the tip comes out from Chris Luck. They know it. They know that was a brave Sandstorm right in front of this diffusal Pango. And yeah, a little bit. They're letting him know it. They're letting him know it. Collapse. Is he baiting? He's baiting. Turns around with the stun. And goes down. Very nice. And then the return tip comes over to Whisper. Guitar God with the ultimate popped again. He's just going to keep popping it. Look, he's using it to farm. Mid lane. Blink comes in from the Slider. And he's got those treads actually on agility. Just wants to get those hits slightly faster. That a little bit more attack speed. Just so you get those bashes up. Actually a really heads up play for using the agility treads to hit just that little bit faster with those stacks.
They're beating on Dire's top tower. Not much good.
I think we might just switch over to our net worth.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So Beastcoast do have a lead, less than 1k, but it's marginal. It's across the top two farmers. It's not really. Oh, let's just look. Yes, very well done, Utaro. In that last hit, the world was watching. Spread across the top two. As a whole, you can see that TeamSpirit has a little more farm on their 1, 2, and 3. And Whisper's actually struggling a little bit more. He's gone for this drums build up. Drums into Boots of Bearing, actually. And BKB. Boots of Bearing, BKB. No blink, no Boots of Travel on this Batrider. That is quite unusual. At the moment, TeamSpirit just want to own the map. They've got double blink. They really want to move around. No blink over on Tiny yet. He's still over 1,000 gold away. Blink coming out from Collapse. He's gonna need to sprint, but he is dead. Oh, Chrono Tokyo pops the epicenter, but it just goes off. Stun will come out with the ink swell, and he's gonna be in trouble. Counter, Mortimer's Kisses are on both Gitaro and Chrono Tokyo. Disruption comes out to save their pos 1. But secondly, with the lasso and the silence, K1 actually joins the fight. K1, look at him moving. The thirst. He is sprinting. Mr. Ferrari coming on through. And he'll take this ancient stack as well. So K1 coming and cleaning up. TeamSpirit maybe not thinking that K1 was going to join at that point, but K1 is quite strong with his phase boots, Maelstrom, building into BKB. Level 12. 30 blood range attack speed. Yeah, he was just slapping there and moving very, very quickly. So that movement from K1 just catching out TeamSpirit a little bit. I'm sure they'll be ready next time. But the scary thing is that was before BKB. This Mortimer's Kisses from this POS 5 Stinger is really hurting the side of TeamSpirit. You know, they sort of commit to get a kill, and then these Mortimer's Kisses just come out as a counter, and it really does do a lot of damage before the side of TeamSpirit has much HP or BKBs of their own. And so they need to maybe respect that ultimate, the Mortimer's Kisses, just a little bit more. And not commit too heavily on this this Pangolier. But I mean, you want to kill this Pango. The longer this Pango lives in fights, you know, the more damage it's going to do. So you can understand their logic. Either way. Smoke coming out from Raposhka. Oh, that's a sad one. That's a sad smoke. Plants the sentry. Plants the sentry as he plants after he smokes, and he's like, oh well. Oh well, they know. Boschka, you've been hunted. Whisper's here, and out comes Chris Luck with the little swashbuckle coming in saying, hello, I'm here. Whisper continuing to farm. Over on the top side of the map, Collapse. What's his next item looking towards? He wants to get the BKB as well. He must have the Echo Saber being sent out. I would say he's getting it hasted.
Radiant structures have been
So the Mask of Madness, not the Echo Saber. He's got the Mask of Madness ready. He really wants to hit. He just wants to get that Bash to the Deep going hard. Obviously a little bit more farm efficiency as well, but it is really, you know, on that all in on that attack speed. Just wants to chain stun people. And I see it. I see it. I appreciate it. I see it. I like the build. I respect it. K1 has his BKB. K1, as I said earlier on in the draft, one of the benefits of Bloodseeker is his ability to keep the farm going. With the Blood Right, you can farm quite effectively from a long way. But are they going to blow up this K1 first? Oh no, the BKB comes out! He's muffed the whole initiation from TeamSpirit. Collapses in a world of pain. Pango, Chris Luck is rolling through on the backline. Yatara has been caught as well. In comes the Silence and the Firefly with the roll. And he is gone. 2 of the 3 cores of TeamSpirit picked off. K1 so quick on that BKB. I think that probably caught them off guard how quick that BKB's come out. 17 minutes. TeamSpirit, I think, were just trying to get a little bit extra value and stun lock out of the Inkswell. And potentially didn't realize that BKB was up and ready so quickly. This K1 Bloodseeker has been farming so efficiently, so quickly. And that's where you want to get your most value out of that BKB, early BKB purchase. Oh my goodness. That's a solo kill. Sorry. Oh no, sorry. My mistake, my mistake. That is a Blink Dagger out on the Tiny. That was lame. Yeah, my camera work was lame there. I'm aware. I'm aware, Gajira and Whisper. I'll try and do better next time. So, still, BKBs are a long way away for Slider. He's going for this Mask of Madness build. Armlet, BKB is still a long way away. He's going to go for the Echo Saber first into the BKB. So, Yataro is not looking for a foul spike anytime soon. Yataro is thinking a little bit later game. They want to endure. They want to endure and then hit that late game BKB and really be unstoppable. But the risk with going a late game BKB is, of course, you might just never get there. If you can pull it off, fantastic. If you can't, then that's going to be poor item choices at the end of the day. But hopefully they can extend the game long enough to get to those BKBs and then reap the benefit of a 9-second BKB in the late game, where Beastcoast will be down to those 6-second BKBs and just won't be able to sustain in the fights. At the moment, we have a smoke coming out from Beastcoast, Tiny leading the way with that Blink, Whisper, with the Boots of Bear and going for a BKB next as well. Pump faking it, pump faking it. Mono Tokyo is looking around this mid lane, he sides ill against it, and ends up going back to his tier 2 tower. I'm faking it still. Is someone going to show? I think Chris Luck is aware of where TeamSpirit is. There's not too many places on the map they could be. Oh. He gets him with the Inkswell and the Epi. Way too much damage. That was patient from the side of Toronto Tokyo. They're just waiting, watching the creeps die in front of him. He just waited and waited and waited for Chris Luck to show. And Chris Luck got greedy. He wanted that farm. Toronto Tokyo actually has the shard as well, so bonus damage coming out from there. This Roche is going to disappear ultra fast. Let's look at the negative armor Roche. Negative 17.5 armor. Look how fast this Roche is going. Tiny's in with the Blink stun combo. Toronto Tokyo will get disruption saved. And out comes the double burrow strike. Stinger trying to get in with the minus armor reduction, but it's not enough. Whisper will just escape on low health. K1 will do a bit of a cleanup, but at the end of the day, Yataro makes it away with that Aegis of the Immortal. And I believe with the last hit on Roche. Yeah, so last hit on Roche and the Aegis going to TeamSpirit. I think they'll be happy with that. I mean, they would have liked to make it out without those losses. But if you get told, hey, your carry's going to make it out with at least one other, you're going to get the last 2 on Roche, and you're going to get that Aegis of the Immortal, I think you would be pressing that button all day long. You're going to sign up to that deal. That's a 2-for-1 special right there. Because now, Yutaro can just play so aggressively on the map. He can do things like this. And out comes the stun to back up. BKB is popped. He doesn't make it out. Collapse. He's in with the bashes. Bash to the deep. Oh, he's going to get silence potentially. Yutaro doesn't get it. He's just running straight onto Demonic Purge. Comes out Kajora with another stun. Pops the Lincolns. Over on Bloodseeker. BKB goes again. But now they're just using these BKBs to run. This early power spike from the side of Beastcoast is starting to get dragged back. They went for these early BKBs. You go for early BKBs. You want to take some tier 2 towers. You want to take some fights. And you want to get map control so that you can extend your farming. Because BKB is not a farming item. It's not an item that allows you to farm faster. Yeah, I mean it does. Gives you a little bit of damage. Let's have a look at those stats. Where are they at? BKB. That's not what I'm looking for.
I guess Radiant fortified their structures.
Oh, Wraith Pact actually up. BKB, look at those stats. Yeah, it gives 24 damage. 24 damage, that's it. That's all it does for farming. I mean, if you're a strength hero, it gives you an additional 10, but not much smoke coming out now from TeamSpirit. They're feeling very strong. Aegis off, 2 minutes 40. BKB out on the side of Yutaro. He's looking for Chris Luck, or for K1 rather. They know that the BKB is down. 18 seconds, 15 seconds. I wonder if they're counting it. 12, 13, 10. I don't think they're going to get to him on time. There is a courier here that might die. They're just waiting at this top lane. They decided to show themselves. Maybe if they'd had just a little more patience, they may have caught Stinger coming across. But, I mean, they just didn't want to waste that farming time for too long. And now this is where we talk about a triple strength lineup really coming into the fore. Look at the HP on these guys. Almost 2,000 HP. Looking over at the side of Sand King, 1,700, and he really hasn't even got many stat items yet. Yutaro with the BKB and with the armlet, with the strength from the talent, he's sitting at 2,500 HP. So he is very tanky right now. He's not going to die to a combo anymore. And if if Disruption is anywhere around with Miposhka, he will be saved and then turned around with some more illusions. I mean, you save CK in the fight with Disruption, and then you actually get some illusions to fight as well. And those illusions are powerful. Look at these levels. It's 45% right now, but it's going to get up to 75% damage on those illusions. So that does get very strong when you get those illusions over onto the CK. K1 though is still at the top of the net worth and holding about that 5k net worth lead on the side of Beastcoast. I mean, he's just farming us up a storm. He's going to go for the Mjolnir next. I mean, this Lincoln's, he's just hatching out items. He's just hatching out items at this rate. He's even got the People's Gift as well just for his extra stats. Making themselves a little bit tankier so he can't get bursted before that BKB goes off. Mira is looking towards the Ether Lens, coming out next. Still working on the BKB on the side of Collapse. Miposhka has the Ether Lens. And at the moment, maybe saving for a blink so he can hang all the way back in the fight, or then blink in and save a core when they get lassoed. I think that's the idea of his build. Get the Ether Lens, get a blink, and just sit out of Kemra's reach. Just sit way off the back so you can get in, blink in, and just save whoever gets lassoed. That seems to be the build coming out from Miposhka. Looking at Tiny, this 4 Tiny, he's going to be looking for a 4 staff next, just movability. And this is what a 4 Tiny does want. You want to be able to blink in combo, and then you want to be able to get out and reset. You don't want to get stuck in there, in a sandstorm, getting hit by a Slaughter. You want to be able to get in, do your spells, and get out. So then in, 12 seconds time, you can go in again and combo the next one. It's all about surviving on this Tiny, this 4 Tiny at the moment. Getting off multiple combinations. If you just get off one combination and that's your contribution to the fight as a 4 Tiny, that's just not enough. It's just not good enough. You're not getting enough value out of your hero. They want to be able to get in and get out. And that's what this 4 staff is going to enable them to do. Toronto Tokyo, as you see on the side here. Really playing patiently again, as he did mid lane. Top lane though, TPs are coming in. Smoked up Bloodseeker, but he does reveal that smoke. No TP on K1 right now. Something to be aware of if something does happen on the other side of the map. Hunting up in the trees, they get a feeling that someone from Spirit might be up here, but the woods have been vacated. The eviction notices have already been put out. All the furries have kicked TeamSpirit out of the trees, and there's no one left there. So Beastcoast will unhappily check out the Roche Pit with the DD, who's wearing end of its effect. We'll bottle that regen rune. That's very nice for Chris Luck. And they're looking to make a bit of a move on this top tier too. I mean, the Aegis has expired, so that little temporary power spike that TeamSpirit had with the Aegis, even though they're down net worth, is over. Armor reduction onto the tower from the little shredder. And, I mean, they have this Wraith Pact. This Wraith Pact hidden in the trees. I really like this item. I really like this item. 30% damage reduction, but it's going to expire. There'll be no Wraith Pact for the fight. It's 34 seconds. So that's a big 4,000 gold item. And the smoke is coming out. They're looking for the blink initiation. There they go. Go in. Follow up with the Sandstorm Fire Strike. BKBs all put out. Yutaro in there. He's slapping away over onto Gajira, and he will go down on this side of the fight. Leash is coming out. Whisper moving through with the Firefly. We'll clean up Maposhka. Buyback coming out from Tiny. Lasso over onto Yutaro. He's being caught. He'll be silenced up, and he will go down. Those Mortimer's Kisses, getting the damage, getting the vision. Chris Luck will go down onto the buyback Maposhka, and he will go down as well. So TeamSpirit really commit for that fight. They buy back on Maposhka to try and defend that tier 2, and it's all for naught.
I'll take your treatment.
The BKB just wasn't enough. I mean, popped that BKB early behind the tower, but then once that BKB was down, that rider came swooping back over and just lassoed Yutaro back up and just pulled him back to his team and said, "G'day, this is the party. Where have you been at? Welcome." So, at the moment, TeamSpirit are losing this tier 3. They're going to lose at least... They're going to lose at least 1 Rax here, maybe even 2. I mean, they are splitting their damage. In comes with the Inkswell and the Epicenter, but BKB comes out from the side of Chris Luck. K1 will not be so happy. He will go down. Chris Luck just going to roll and TP. Stun will get Stinger in the trees. Collapse, just feeling it. Just feeling it. Feeling where that Snapfire was. And we'll get the additional cleanup kill. The melee racks does stand. I can't help but think that if Beastcoast had focused their damage onto the 1 racks there, then they might have actually got that melee racks, but instead they just have to settle for the range. That melee racks is going to heal up. And in the meantime, all the illusions are up with the minus armor. Why do we look at it? Negative 19 armor. Roche is sitting at, and look at how fast it dies. This is the shard as well. I'm guessing the shard is going to go over Yutaro. Maybe? No. Over actually onto the Slider. So we'll get increases Cillian Crush radius and cause it to apply corrosive haze for a short time to units affected. I'm actually surprised. I mean, I actually agree with the decision. I'll tell you why. One of my pet peeves. Core's taking the shard. Because Core's going to have money for the shard anyway. So supports taking the shard is actually much more value. Because these supports, they're not going to have money for shard. You're going to be buying wards. You might be getting a 4-star for Glimmer Cape. So, you know, get a support or even the 3. You know, I'm okay with that. I don't think the highest net worth hero on your team should be getting shard. Because you're just making someone who's already rich even richer. So, I mean, look at this. He's bought his own shard. Look at this. He just bought his own shard because he's got the gold. He's like, hey, shard's good. I'm going to buy that. Look at how good this shard is. It just farms lanes. It just farmed a whole creep wave. Think about that 1,400 gold. How much it's gonna pay back almost straight away. I mean, he couldn't have farmed that lane with the main hero there. So use that. It's just a free illusion. I've heard it described as the poor man's Naga. But look at this. Yep, there goes the illusion, the stun, and away you go. I mean, it doesn't just do that as well. It also increases the cast range and yeah, just the cast range increase as well, which is very, very nice. I've even seen the Etherlens Octarine build on the CK. Just spamming out those Chaos Bolts. Getting that, you get that cooldown, minus 3 second cooldown, you get the Octarine core, and it's like a Chaos Bolt every 5 seconds. Out comes the stun. BKB's popped on Toronto, Tokyo. No one is down at the moment. Rupture coming out on Toronto, Tokyo. He can't move. He's just dying. He's dead. Yutaro, is he stuck? No. He blinks back in. But he's getting bashed. Bash is coming out. He does have the Aegis, but this Basher is doing work. Buyback coming out from the side of Singer. And it's going to be way too much damage for Yutaro to deal with. And K1 is just king of the map right now. He's so rich. Doesn't matter that you have Aegis. Maybe that first Aegis protected you, TeamSpirit, but this second Aegis, it's not going to protect you. In fact, it's not going to protect you or your Rax. Your Rax is gone. K1, he's just in the base. He's killing the huts. He's like, I'm going to take these. I'm going to take these. These give me money. I'll take the huts. Yes, please. I mean, there's no one here. Let me just hit the tier 4. They're all dead. It actually forces out the glyph. I mean, I guess they have the tier 2 here, glyphing as well. You need double value for that, but I mean, the side of Beastcoast are really getting a lot done on the map right now. Like tier 4 damage. They might even get this tier 3 as well. So tier 2, top racks. This mid racks looks like to be falling as well. I don't think they can defend. If TeamSpirit try to defend right now, they're possibly just going to lose the game. They just need to keep these two supports alive as best they can. A1 is feeling ultra strong. He's even got this Vanguard as well. 250 health, 7 health regen. And of course the block from the Vanguard. And he is just... look at this. He's going to heal back up. There's no creep. There's the one creep there. They're going to try and defend this tier 2. They're TPing in on collapse. Stun comes out. Lotus. BKB does get off. Phantasm is out. Illusion's coming through. Bashes from collapse over onto the Pango. Rolling. He's held in place with the leash. Yutaro with the Inkswell. Hitting in the trees. On the back line, disruption goes off over on Toronto, Tokyo. He will go down to K1. Our silence coming out over onto the Bloodseeker. Yutaro God still fighting. He's still just man fighting up it. He's got the Inkswell, but in the back line, K1 is actually getting bashed. Or is it Collapse that's getting bashed? K1, he's going to clean up the whole team. Buyback coming out over from Grimstroke. Yutaro's gone down. This is not good. Yutaro's going to buy back as well. This is just feed train one at a time. I'm the Bloodseeker. Feed me, feed me, feed me. I'm just going to go in for more. Yutaro's back. He's got the stun. Stun coming from Collapse as well. It is a buyback over on Slater as well. Will they get Whisper? They see him in the trees. They see him there. I think he's in trouble. Whisper will go down. But that is buyback central on the side of TeamSpirit. They had to win that fight. After they'd committed, they had to win that fight after they'd committed so many buybacks. So if we just have a look, buybacks coming out. I don't know why it's not showing me the buybacks. But buybacks at least on the Slater. Let me have a look out. Yeah, buybacks on the CK, the Slater, and the Grimstroke. So 3 buybacks. It is a team wipe in the end for TeamSpirit, but it did cost them 3 buybacks. I think it's a net game for them. It's a net game for them, and of course, plenty of XP game for them as well. But, I mean, this Bloodseeker of K1 was just running riot. Get a Youngie. I'm going well, mate. Welcome to the stream. This K1 Bloodseeker was just all over them, and he was just feeding on them. One more TP in, one more TP in, one more TP in, and K1 was just eating them up. He's like, more blood. More blood. Bring it to me. You know, bring me the fresh meat. But they did win the fight. Let's look at what they're going to do with that gold. So TeamSpirit, of course, you do win the fight from the buyback, and you get the map control. So it is more than what that shows. They have taken the gold lead down to 13,000. It was at 14 after that fight. So they have got a little bit more value. They're looking for Lincoln's on the Slater. Wants to avoid getting ruptured so that he can keep slapping with his BKB. Grimstroke actually has a gem. I mean, Grimstroke. Mira, please. Please. Think of the gem. Think of the children. Mira. Don't put that gem in so much danger. Just walking out into the middle of the river. I mean, all it took was someone to walk down here with a blink, and that gem was gone. 900 gold plus the gem onto the other side. Would have been quite a loss, but he does survive. Miposhka has gone for the Aghanim's Scepter, so it wasn't a blink he was saving for. He was saving for that Ags. He got 3 charges of Demonic Purge. And, of course... no, he hasn't got the Demonic Cleanse yet. Hasn't got the Shard. But 3 max charges, and he is feeling very nice. That's what you want as a support Shadow Demon. You want to get that Ags. This is the dream on the Shadow Demon support. You want to get that level. Please give him level 18. Please give him level 18. Somebody. Please. Please. He's not going to get level 18. He's literally a couple of XP off. That smoke is coming out. And maybe see Chris Luck on the backside. They're going to get him first. Sun comes out. The BKB is there first. They can't get him. Out comes the roll. And oh, it is not good. It is a full-on retreat from the side of TeamSpirit. It is bail. Get out. Evacuate the dance floor. Please, Toronto Tokyo, he makes it out, but it's a Grimstroke and a Slider down, and they have no buyback. I mean, they had the smoke, they had the jump, but Chris Luck with the shard, with the roll-up, was just too fast. Just too fast. I mean, this is a 3v5 defense. Toronto Tokyo is going to have to absolutely nail this. I mean, it's just not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough. Utaro God's there with the illusions. The illusions are dying. You need these illusions. You need the illusions. It's not going to be enough. There goes the secondary. He actually does get the blink off in time. Miposhka, you're in trouble. And I mean, that's probably going to be it. The GG's called from TeamSpirit. Game 1 going over to Beastcoast in this best of 3 lower bracket elimination series. And the reigning TI champions are going to have to dig deep if they want to come back in this series.